Never have I been to a film screening where I have received more swag than Dumb Money. I've got my Dumb Money headband, I've got my cute little cat t-shirt, which I love, but of course the thing that takes the cake has to be this. I'm looking like money, I'm looking like money. Yep, looks like I'm going to be picking up both money and popcorn off the floor today. Let's move some of this cash out of the way. Lovely. All right. Hey up guys, so today's movie I'm going to be discussing on the channel is the latest film from Craig Gilespie called Dumb Money. He is the chap that gave us I, Tonya, Cruella, as well as the Pam and Tommy series on Disney+. Dumb Money is a biographical comedic drama centered around the GameStop short squeeze incident of January 2021. This is still a relatively fresh story in our history. I mean, it's only 2 years old. Like, the film is actually set during the pandemic. Like, all the characters are wearing face masks, so it's all a bit too familiar. But yeah, we're living in the content age now, and Hollywood was like, okay, what else can we adapt and make into something for audiences to consume? It's like, oh, this'll do. I'll be honest, I had no prior knowledge of this whole GameStop thing before I watched this film. My partner Glenn did, but that's because he uses Reddit and he reads the Wall Street Journal and The Economist. Like, he's a real grown-up, I'm just, pretending. But I saw the trailer and saw that it was directed by Craig Gillespie, who I'm a big fan of, and it looked like a lot of fun, so I was excited for this film. I'm sure a lot of people like me didn't know what this GameStop thing was, so basically, what happened was, in 2021, a bunch of Reddit users and this influential YouTuber, Keith Gill, or Roaring Kitty, as he was called, they all banded together and bought stocks in this in GameStop in America for really low price value, and basically a bunch of hedge funds had betted against GameStop, failing, and they lost a lot of money because it ended up going up exponentially. It was kind of this wild battle between the little everyday man and these huge titans of Wall Street, and yeah, it was kind of crazy at the time. I saw this film last night, and I will say I found it quite entertaining. I like that Craig Gillespie took a topic that I know very little about, the stock market, and managed to make it palatable for a newbie like me. I found it pretty easy to follow. I mean, I didn't understand all of the jargon in it. I mean, I'm 32 years old, and I still couldn't give you an accurate description of a hedge fund or a subsidiary. God, being a grown-up is boring sometimes. But in a similar vein to Adam McKay's The Big Short, Craig Gillespie kept it light, kept it fun, and kept me engaged. But yeah, no Margot Robbie in a bubble bath in this one. It was informative, but also entertaining, and I liked Craig Gillespie's frenetic direction. I also think that Kirk Baxter's editing was solid, and the soundtrack was full of bangers from the 2021 pandemic era. The film literally opens with WAP, and then you've got Anthony Ramos doing the savage TikTok dance that went viral, as well as the film ending on a very rebellious and anti-capitalist note with a rousing rendition of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. So yeah, the music in this film really made me bob my head and tap my foot in the cinema. It made me want to dance. I guess my issue with this film is that there is a lot going on in it, okay? There's a lot of plot threads, a lot of characters to juggle. And when it comes to the performances, I thought that everybody was good in this film, but oddly, it didn't feel like anybody really stood out. Not even Paul Dano, who plays the main character, Keith Gill. He's good in it, but I wouldn't say that he shines in this. It very much felt like an ensemble film, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted a little bit more emotional investment from the characters. There's also a lot of stuff in this film which is put in here for a quick laugh, but it doesn't have anything all that meaningful to say, or doesn't add anything substantial to the plot. It's kind of just used to highlight, okay, these characters are rich and these characters are poor. For example, you've got one of the excessively rich characters in his mansion who's got a big fat-ass pig following him around who he just feeds. He's got a pet pig. Why? It's never explained. He's just rich and likes the pig, I guess. I don't know if the pig's supposed to be symbolic for greed or something. I don't know if it's true, but I was curious about that. Never really goes into detail about it, but yeah, there's a pig for whatever reason. There's also a scene at a gas station where America Ferrara is talking to some guy about her crappy Honda, and the scene doesn't really do much because the film has already established in several previous scenes that she is a struggling nurse, so it's just more repetition of the same fact. It's not really adding anything new to what we know about her. There's even a scene where Seth Rogen's character, Gabe Plotkin, is talking to his PR team about which spot in his mansion he should choose to look humble for his hearing that he's got to have on Zoom with Congress, and while it is kind of funny, it just like amps up the screen time for a very minor gag. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that there's just a lot of unnecessary fat in this film that could have been trimmed. It just kind of bogs the film down in places and disrupts the flow. Do I think it is an Oscars movie though? Not really, no. Even though this is a film which touches upon a relevant topic in society with the whole rigged system of Wall Street and all that, the execution of this film is still quite obnoxious. Like, it's got the tone and style of, you know, a Reddit user page, and yeah, it's a lot. I don't know if it's gonna align with the Academy's taste, to be honest. It is, of course, intended to be obnoxious, but I don't think this film has the same legs as, say, like Adam McKay's films. So yeah, I don't really see it as an Oscars contender, but what do you guys think? Is Dumb Money gonna get some Oscar nominations? If so, let me know in that comment section down below. So let's ask those 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? Yeah, I would. I wouldn't say this has the same rewatch value of Craig Gillespie's other films like I, Tonya or Cruella, but there is enough here that I found quite entertaining and would be happy to watch again someday. So yeah, I would watch this again. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Yes, if you're a fan of films like The Big Short, Moneyball, The Wolf of Wall Street, or even I, Tonya, I feel like you'll probably find this quite entertaining. I wouldn't say it's as good as any of those movies I just mentioned, but it is similar in style, tone, and themes of money, 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 money. I'm looking like money. If those types of movies are your jam, then yes, definitely go give it a watch. And third question, what score do I give it out of 10? Craig Gillespie took a subject which I knew very little about and delivered a fun and fascinating film. I do think it was a little scattershot in its focus, but I did enjoy myself and I felt like I learned something. It's not Craig Gillespie's best, but I still thought it was pretty good, so I'm gonna give Dumb Money a score of 6.5 out of 10. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I wanna hear from you. Have you seen Dumb Money? If you have, what did you make of this film? What would you give it out of 10? Do you think it's gonna get some Oscar noms? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys have enjoyed this video, help me out with the little thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.